The AFM Association of Futures Markets is gathering on the 14th of November to discuss technology, but it's going to be technology for business folk and not necessarily super into the detail, because AFM is a mix of smaller exchanges. A lot of them ambition is moving over into the derivative markets. We really like to just bring and make the tech day as practical as possible. So there's a mix of architectural design of systems. The other is around what are the latest innovations in the tech space. And also the one panel that I'm chairing is all around, do exchanges look to build or buy technology? It's the Friday before Expo, which will then follow on that Monday and Tuesday.
What technological challenges do AFM members face?
Boy, there's plenty of them, right? It's an uphill battle these days trying to open up an exchange. And I think by us having from the CME to Mexter, ICE, whoever that are all going to be there at the workshop, they can hand out some ideas on how to go about it the right way, starting from the very beginning, the fundamentals, and going through into whatever, offering APIs and doing different things. But that's what AFM is all about. It's basically a family setting that people are not worried about they're giving away trade secrets, but they're trying to help each other.
What will you be doing for the Tech Day?
I'm going to start out basically welcome everybody to Chicago with our partnerships with Connamara. We have a speaker coming back that we had back in 2019, I think was the last time we were in Chicago, Dr. Richard Sander. He's going to talk about his new book that he has coming out, and it's going to be a fireside chat with Patrick Young. He is the father of futures, I think, and whatever he says he can do it. We had to get a hold of him. We had to have him part of this day. Moderating the first panel with all the different exchanges, talking about what's the futures going to be like for the exchanges. What are they doing differently today than they did yesterday? So it should be really interesting. Julie Winkler from the CME will be there, and Julie is a great speaker and just really a knowledgeable person. I think that it's great to have her on the panel.
Why was AFM formed?
And my predecessor, Rod Gravelet-Blondin, was around at the time. This was back in 1997. Just when the South African Futures Exchange, SAFEX, was on the up and coming. And I think at that stage, it was where South Africa was looking for how do we also evolve our commodity or agricultural derivative markets. And at that time, a group of emerging exchanges got together in Argentina, of all places, and sat around the table with representation from a few European partners, and just really got to thrash out, what are the challenges for these exchanges? How do you start to move? And that gathering back starting from 1997 started to build more momentum. And it, as Pat had mentioned, I think the AFM ethos is really to have kind of frank, honest conversations. Although in many instances you're competing, but is how do we help each other to just build better markets? We've got a long journey. We've watched some of these exchanges start out. The story of Malawi always comes to mind of how they've really persevered to build their spot market and how they keep on adding more and more instruments. But even though there's smaller exchanges around, I think it's the fact that we can always lean on and leverage the far more sophisticated, mature exchanges, just giving that insight and that guidance. One thing that always comes to mind with these kind of relationships was SAFEX working, or now JSE, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, working closely with CME to be able to list a cash-settled corn futures contract on the South African market. That was facilitated through Bob Ray attending an AFM and Rod Gravelet-Blondin across the table. And so these kind of collaboration of ideas comes together, and still to this day, South Africa is able to offer a cash-settled corn contract to its market players.
Is 24/7 trading a problem for AFM members?
It is a problem for most of our attendees, but we're not going to go into that as much as we're going to go into more. We have a couple of case studies that we're going to put on. One of the case studies from CQG, we're going to talk about APIs. We're going to talk about a little bit of algos and a little bit about AI, kind of wrapping a lot of different stuff into it. Will 24/7 come up in this? Yes, it will. But we're not going to dive deep into it as much. It will be a highlighted, obviously, part of our conference.
What specific API issues are you going to be looking at?
It's white papers. Kevin Darby, who is the vice president of CQG, and you know how intelligent of a guy he is. He gets into two or three different white papers that he's written. Again, he doesn't want to get too technical for that audience, but at the same time, he wants to educate them on what he can when it comes. I think he's going to talk more about the algos and more about the AI than anything else. He's been working diligently on AI now for about the last year and a half and has come up with a couple of really very clever ideas. And I think he'd like to probably show those off.
What are the details of the conference?
The Union Link Club in Chicago, which has been around forever and hosted many, many, many functions over the years, is where we're going to have it this year, located right down in the financial district, just down from the Board of Trade. My home away from home, I think it's the perfect setting for this. It has one of the best art collections in the world. So it fits in, I think, with a lot of our European and Asia relationships that we have within our association. I think it'll be the right place for the international crowd that we have.
The event kicks off at 9 a.m. and will run through for the day. We are looking at doing an event the evening before, so anyone signing up and wants to just interact with the members attending are very welcome to join that as well. Just a very small fee for non-members of 399 euros to attend. But again, I think for us, we're really looking forward to the support and the interaction of anyone who's interested in joining us. All that information is on the AFM website, afmorg.net.
What is your favorite part of AFM?
It's all about our relationships. The industry itself is about relationships, no matter how computerized we get. And the AFM is known as being all about relationship. It's smaller. We want to keep it smaller. We don't want it to be a big organization. We want to be able to be a family and work together and speak to each other and be able to share ideas. And that's what we look forward to every time we come together.
Without a doubt, what's really special every time AFM gets together is just reconnecting with many of the members that have been along us on this journey for so many years. So that ability to catch up, also just see how the past few months everyone has progressed. Because it's a group of not the major exchanges, not all these AFM members travel to every event. So they make a concerted effort to try and attend at least one big event a year. And yet this year we've just signed up with an association of African commodity exchanges, and they're making the trip next year to Taiwan. It is always just special to be able to connect with the existing members, really see how everyone's progressed. But at the same time, I think we know there's going to be new faces, and to be able to get new relationships built and see where can we connect those, where can we start adding value. So out of the various tech vendors, there's a number of them that join us and really are part of the AFM community. And yes, they're all competing because there's potential business. But I think at the same time, we're all trying to see what works for everyone. So yeah, really that ability just to connect to everyone is always super special for us.